Hello EFR 515 students. This simulation is dealing with exercise 4. Here I have the exercise 4 example open for chapter 4, and we're dealing with variability. There's key concepts of central tendency that we talked about last time, which were the mean, median, and mode. Tell us something about where the data is centered around. The next concept is dispersion or variability. How much does it vary around that center point? And that's what chapter 4 deals with. We're also concerned about shape of a distribution, so we can classify the parameters of that distribution. For example, is it sampled from a normal distribution or a bell-shaped distribution? So really we have central tendency, dispersion, and shape that we're interested in. This chapter, chapter 4, deals with dispersion or variability, which is an important concept. The main way we're going to be measuring that is with the standard deviation or the variance. If we square the standard deviation, we end up with the variance. And we have population estimates and sample estimates. I'm not expecting you to be able to calculate this by hand, but I think it's very important to understand how we get this measure, that it's really that we're dealing with the distances from the central value, or in this case, the mean. And really we're trying to get at that concept of dispersion around the mean or variability around the mean is important for us. So what I've done is I have an example here, and I want you to go in SPSS and calculate the mean, the standard deviation, and the variance of this data set. So we'll go ahead and open SPSS, and so we first want to enter our data into SPSS, and we'll go ahead, and we have again the data view and the variable view tabs. We're going to go variable view, and we're going to go ahead and click up there, and we're going to put X. Now there's an important thing here under variable view is the next column says type. And that's type of variable, and if I go ahead and click on that, I have an option to click on this little bar here, and that can define the type of variable we're entering: numeric, comma, dot, date, dollar, etc. The two most important ones we're concerned about is numeric and string, or a character variable. Sometimes in the data set, if you accidentally put in a character first, it's going to default this to string. And then sometimes the statistics won't work for you. So you got to come back, and if you're assuming a numerical variable, you have to make sure the type is numeric here in the data set. So now we'll go ahead back to our data view, and we're going to go ahead and enter our data here from the assignment, which is right over here. So we'll go ahead and enter those values, and we have 3, 7, 6, 4, 2, 4, 5, 2, 7, and 1. We'll go ahead and go up to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Descriptives. Our variable, we can see it here, so we're going to go ahead and see the little ruler. That means it's numeric. And we're going to go ahead and bump it over into the variables. We're going to go to Options, and we're going to click, make sure that the mean selected, the standard deviation selected, and the variance normally won't be selected, so you have to select variance. We're also going to get out the min and max for this assignment. We don't need that. It'd be fine if you included it in the data set. So for the mean, the standard deviation, and the variance, we'll go ahead and press Continue, and then we'll go ahead and press Paste. So we'll go ahead and go to our syntax window. That gave us the syntax that's necessary. I'm going to click on my left mouse below the syntax and drag it across it to highlight it. And then I'm going to press the Run selection bar up here, which is the green triangle. Okay, and out from that we end up with our mean, our standard deviation, or variance. I'm going to go ahead and copy this table. I'm going to go down to my assignment, and I'm going to paste it in there. And then I'm going to go back to to the syntax. I'm going to go ahead and copy that syntax, my assignment, and right before my table, I'm going to paste that in. So again, I'm not expecting to calculate these by hand, but I think it's very important that you understand the concept of dispersion. And really, we're trying to get at with standard deviation, a measure around the central tendency. And that is very important for us. Also in here that we see we're given a lot of significant figures in the data set. Since our data set was a whole number, for example, 3, 7, and 6, you usually can carry it out one farther than you've measured it as. So if I was reporting the mean, for example, I might say m equals 4.1. And if I was reporting the standard deviation, I might say that's equal to 2, and I'm going to round it, and it rounds down 2.1. And if I was going to report the variance, I might just say 4.5 as reporting these. So that's all I want you to do in this assignment. Go ahead and do it for the actual exercise now and upload it into Blackboard. Thank you.